Hello, my name is Glenn Warren. I'm the director of the California Student Media Festival, and you are an important part of making this work. Without our judges, we could not possibly uh, uh, make the festival run. And again, for 57 years, we've had volunteers as judges to celebrate and to give feedback to all these wonderful students who've created something from their heart, their soul, their mind, with who they are. And it's really quite amazing. It's been an amazing journey up to now, and it will continue to be with your help. So I'd like to hand off our little introduction to Hall Davidson. Hall, can you jump in here and help me out?
Thank you, Glenn. Let's get right to the judging. When you registered to be a judge, and we thank you very much for that, you got an email, and when you clicked on the link in that email, that took you to this site. If for some reason you're looking at this video, but you didn't register to be a judge, you're not going to find your name here. And at the end of this video, I'll show you how you can register, and then your name will be here. It can also help us judge. A very important note is we'd really like the judging completed by April 25th. It's important because we have final judging to do for the overall winners, and also we have to edit those for the festival itself. So April 25th, we'd really like all your judging completed by then. But if you registered to be a judge, then your name is going to be here. It looks like it's alphabetical, but it's not. You may have to scroll down a little bit to find your name. The important thing here is on the left, the judge's ID. That's your ID, and that's going to be your number that lets you score, and it lets you be somewhat anonymous, and that's an important number to keep in mind. Several things. One, next to this, next to your name, is a group number, and if you click on that, you'll be taken to the group you're supposed to judge. That is a group of 5 usually, never more than 5. Sometimes it's 4, but usually it's 5, not more than 5. We've given you 2 groups because we think you should be able to do those 2 groups in less than the 2 hours you committed for. The other thing to know is that you don't have to do these 2 groups one after another. You can do them anytime during the 2-week period you have to do your judging. Also, you don't have to finish even one of the groups as long as you come back and finish it eventually. You do have to finish all the videos in your group or none of your scores will count. We have to do that to keep the judging balanced. Some other things here on this homepage. There's a link over here that says send me more. If you click on that, you have a chance to actually tell us you'd like to do more judging because you really like seeing the student work and you want to do more judging. So if you just type over here, yes, if you do the drop down and you say yes, then we will give you another group. You might say not yet, which is okay. You might not click on it, which is also okay. But if you like to judge and we really would like to have more judging, then you can click on yes. Then we'll give you another group. If you finish group 2, we'll give you another group. So we may give you 3 groups, but you don't have to do them all. Do the ones that are next to your judging ID and your name. But we really appreciate it if you can do more. All right, so other things, when you click on the group, you'll be taken to your videos. And let's look at group number 4. So if we click on group number 4, that would be judge number 115. Let's click on this. And this takes you right to your judging. This we think is pretty handy. So there's the judge, 115. Judge 115 will do the scoring, high being the best, 1 being the least best, and we'll score here and put the numbers here. When you finish up all the content categories, then a total will automatically be entered here, and that's how you do it. So if you think this is a 4, a 5, a 4 again, and maybe a 2 here for copyright. Oh, 54, that would be wrong. Fortunately, I can fix that, and let's make it a 4. And creativity, maybe that would be a 5. And copyright, let's say it's a 2. One of the things that students were told in the entry is if they don't cite themselves as a sort. In other words, a kid has done original music, but there's no citation for the music, even though it's pretty obvious to the judges that that's original music. One of the things we try to emphasize is the importance of citation. So if a student doesn't credit themselves, we tell them they'll only get a 2 in copyright fair use. So that would be what that 2 is for, even though it's obviously a great video because it's got 4s and 5s. If we start over here, you see several things. One, you do have 5 videos in this category. And here's the runtime, which is kind of good. If you're trying to fit this into a busy day, sometimes it's nice to know the runtime. You watch the video, and then you come over and do your scoring. If at any time, by the way, you're not clear on what technical and content and creativity means, right above the descriptions, every place in the doc, is a link to the rubric. And if you click on that, you will pull up the rubric, and then you'll be able to tell what those scores are supposed to be. And you might want to drag that over somewhere else on your screen. I know I like to do that. So it's sitting up there when you're ready to finish judging. So you can always find where the rubric is. Okay, over here again, the runtime, the title, and the description. This is what the students filled out. Sometimes the teacher filled it out. Sometimes another group helped them fill it out. These are long sometimes, so you can double click on it, and you'll see the whole thing. Down here, let's see, is this well, let's look down here in group 5. If I double click on that, then I'll see the whole description. It doesn't always show up here. And that's true anytime you're going in the stock. If you double click, you'll be able to see everything. All right, so several things here. One, here's the actual URL. So if you click on this, you'll go and you'll be able to watch the videos, which is what you want to do. So watch the video, and they can come back here and do the scoring. The description we talked about. The purpose you don't really have to pay attention to. This is for your information. We have several categories in the media festival. The big ones are academic and artistic. Those won't really affect what you feel when you do the rubric. It's more for your information. If you notice something's really wrong, you can let us know always. Here's the content. Again, you don't have to pay a lot of attention to this because there are nonfiction and fiction categories, but there's often a blur between those two. Don't worry about that too much. Mainly worry about the rubric and how it fits in the video. By the way, something else is to note is Judge 115, who started this journey, is Judge A, but you may not be Judge A. You may have to scroll over. For example, Judge 125 wouldn't find their ID number in Judge A. They're in Judge B. So you do have to scroll over to find your number. Judge 127, same thing. So notice we have 3 judges looking at each one of these categories, and that kind of levels the judging. You know, you may be an easy scorer, you may be a hard scorer, but it all balances out in the end. But that's one of the reasons why we want to make sure you do every single one of the videos in your group, because otherwise we can't count those. Those are automatically titled, and it's really important for you to do them all. So again, Judge 115 is Judge A. That's great. The title of the first video in the group is Wet Nose Rescue. You don't have to do the longest, this one first. I might start with Stop Willow because it's only 44 seconds long. If I do that, I'm going to click over here. It shows the URL. I'll click on that, and that'll take me to the video, and I can watch the video and then score it according to the rubric. So that's it, depending on your speed. There we go. It's a short video. We won't look at the whole thing, but you get the idea. They're pretty cool. These videos are pretty cool. So that's how you find the actual project. I think that's got everything. You click on your URL. You make sure you do all the videos, score all the videos in your group. You can certainly go back and do more groups if you want. If by any chance you notice that you are judging, you're in a judging category that has a video from your own campus, you might let us know that, particularly if you think that it'll influence your judging. So let us know if we've somehow misassigned you a video that is from your own school. If it's from your district, that's okay. A lot of districts have a lot of videos, but if it's from your own site, just let us know. Another thing that's important to remember is that whenever you want to go back to the beginning to see what your next group is, if you click at the tab on the bottom left, you'll click on that and then you're back where you started. A couple more things that are important. Let's go back to group 4 and look at a couple of other things that you probably should know. One here in self-nominations, that also isn't really important for you to know. We have special award categories, and if students are applying their video submission for those, like the California State Parks Special Award, the Global Oneness Special Award, this is just where they say, hey, be sure to include me when you do the judging for that. We show that here mainly in case you see a video and you go, hey, it should be the California State Parks entry. It's all about the state parks. But they didn't include that. So you can, in your special nomination, say, hey, this should be included, which takes us to the special nominations and notes. These are places for you to really take control. If you see a video that has great original music in it, make a note here, great original music. That means that you're nominating it for an award for special music or acting or direction or cinematography, whatever you think, or if it's a CGI, best use of computer graphics. We have a lot of categories, but sometimes a video is so, a project, they're not all videos, a project is so special, a judge will say, hey, you really should look at this music or image or acting, performance, because those are not awards that are students can nominate themselves for. Only judges can nominate those. So again, special recognition and nomination notes, that goes here. The next column is judges' comments. Many times students will come back and go, gee, why didn't we win? We saw the winner, but why didn't we win? And this is a chance to give them feedback and say, you need to, for example, you have to cite your own music. And that's why you only got a 2, which brought down your overall score. Because again, if you don't cite your own work, you're automatically a 2 in the copyright fair use category because we're emphasizing citation. So your comments can be here. Or great acting, overall, I thought the message was muddled, or great choice of music, whatever you want to do. Really important video, keep trying. These comments are important to the students. You do not have to do that, but if you do, it's really terrific. Again, if we scroll across, you'll be able to see all the other scoring by the judges, by the way. Personally, that does influence me sometimes. If someone's given a video a significantly greater score than I have, maybe I missed something, or the other way around too. So yes, you can go back and look at a video again. You can adjust your scores, but you certainly don't have to. So these are the groups we have. If you scroll down, you'll see more of the groups. Let's go back to my tab that says Judges Start Here. So let's go back here. Again, we looked at Judge 115. Notice again that Judge 122 or another judge that had the same group might not be in the first one. Let's look at Judge 146. It'll click, it's the same group, but notice the judging number is not here. I have to run all the way over here to find the judging where I will put in my scores. Remember, you do want to just put scores in next to your judging ID. Okay, let's go back to where the judges start. See if there's anything else I need to say. These are the Send Me More groups, which are great. Thank you for that. These are the groups you have. I think that's just about everything. Remember again that as you score, the rubric is always handy. Oh, well, there is one other thing. Let's go to group 24, for example. Let's go to group 24. So 24, notice you get here and there's no runtime here. The reason for that is that this is a photograph. You notice over here the medium is photography. You might get a medium that's computer-generated graphics. You might get a photographs. You might get music. There's a lot of mediums in the California Student Media Festival. So there's no runtime here. Also, here's one that has a broken link. That means that the student entered this, filled out a form. It's in our spreadsheet, but this link doesn't actually go to the video. Notice they've not given access to the judges for this video. So we'll always email them and say, hey, you forgot to open it up so that we could do it. Sometimes there might be a password required. All that information will be here. So that's the other thing. Again, remember to scroll across to find your judging. And I think that's just about it for this. If you have any other questions or anything else, please let us know. Again, you can always go back to the judging, the start of the judging. It's a link at the bottom, a little tab right there. And that's also the one that's in that email. If your name is not on the list because you didn't register to be a judge, please go to this website, bit.ly/judge57, all lowercase. Send us that form, and you will then become a judge. You'll get a judging ID, and you can move on from there. Thank you.
Thank you all for all the work that you did to help explain this process. And most importantly, thank you to all of you, the judges that are willing to volunteer this year. Thank you so very much. In fact, don't keep that information to yourself. Please share it with someone else you think might be excited about being a judge in the California Student Media Festival. The more the merrier. Thank you so much.